Good afternoon again. We have an outcome. Give me just a moment. That's me putting my glove on because I've just arrived on scene and I am getting robustly mugged. Be right with you. See, I'll just get dressed because I'm not going near these girls without some gloves on. Right, enough of looking at my ugly mug. So, what's happened today? I've gone and looked in this hive. Last week it was queenless. Had no evidence of queen cell building, so I put a bunch of eggs and larvae in the hive, and the nurse bees have picked up the ball and run with it, and they turned it into 8 queen cells. Now I can't leave 8 queen cells in there. That's asking for a swarm. In fact, it's asking for multiple swarms. So I took 2 of the queen cells off the queen cell frame and destroyed 6 others. So there's still 2 in there. And that'll probably mean that only, she does a mating flight, comes back, and that hive will be queen right. The first queen that emerges will kill the second queen, so there'll only be 1. There can be only 1. Now, if they do swarm, in this hive, I've got it set up as a bait hive. So this reeks of honey and all things sweet. As you can see, we've got some frames in there, there's some sugar, and there's already some bees scouting it out. So that tells me that these scout bees most likely decided that this would be a good place to start a colony. So if there is a swarm, they'll most likely settle here, which is exactly what I want, if there is a swarm. Now, my other hive is now sitting in this nuke hive. So you'll see this is a lot smaller than a standard size hive. It's only a 5-frame hive. I've got 4 in there at the moment. We're going to have a very quick look at those in a minute. So I took from that hive a frame of honey, some nurse bees, and 2 queen cells. I popped them in there. So it's 2 frames from that hive. Now in this hive, which is where I got the baby bees from, I took another frame of baby bees and nurse bees and another frame of honey. So there's 4 frames in there, 2 honey, 2 of eggs, and 2 queen cells. And this is what it looks like. This is called a nuke hive. Now nuke stands for nucleus, which is kind of the beginning, and you'll see it's a lot smaller than a normal hive, which means it's easier for them to defend, small entrance, easier for them to keep warm. So this hive also, all of my hives are elevated and they're higher at the back than at the front. The reason is that any condensation runs to the front and runs out the front door. Trust me, if you're setting up hives, you want to do this. You get a level on them and you say, well, where's the slope? And they have to slope towards the front. Sorry girls, and look at that. These are all these new flatmates getting together in their shared accommodation. Nothing glamorous about it. I don't want to pull them out again. I want to leave them there. But all I've done is I've gotten those 2 queen cells. I've put them on this and I've said, oh, look at that. They're really not sure of where they are. So we'll just leave them there. And what will happen will be a lot of the foragers will head back to the original hive. Some of the nurse bees will head back to the original hive. But a lot of the nurse bees will stay there. And there's baby bees being hatched all the time. So you'll find, it's my hope, that in about 2 weeks, it'll look like there's no queen, there's no larvae, but there's nurse bees. And then in about 4 weeks, we'll start seeing larvae. And this hive will start to grow in about 5 or 6 weeks' time and grow significantly. But it's a nice warm time of year. There should be enough in there to keep warm, no cold nights. They've got 2 queen cells. So it's basically the same as artificially causing it to swarm, which means that this hive over here probably won't. And I've got another hive out of it instead of buying a hive. And by the way, if you have beehives, it's a good idea to have a nuke hive on hand just in case. If you've got a nuke hive, you can always deal with these situations very easily. You can put them into a normal hive, but it's harder for them. It's harder to keep them warm, harder to defend. Anyway, that's it for today's beekeeping. I really hope you enjoyed my impromptu sessions because it's live, it's on the fly or on the bee, on the wing as it happens. It'd be great if you could give us a subscribe because I am trying to grow my channel and be the best I can be. Have a great afternoon all. Look at this, isn't it gorgeous? Look at this. Love it. Thanks all.